So yeah, I started watching this. Oh, by the way, there's just some stuff in the background. My family, I think I've said this before, I'm getting married. A couple of people in the background. I don't know if you might hear it. I had to re-record it because I don't know if some people want to be in it or not. So I'm cautious, maybe not. But you might be able to hear them. So yeah, that's fair. Sorry about that. But yeah. But we're here with season 2. We're here. But why? Why don't I do it? Didn't I already review it yesterday? Yes. But, and I said before when I read this, a Real Goblin, which I love the name, fully love the name. That sounds like the most badass name. Made a comment. So, I've already seen season 3, but slight spoiler of season 3 because I said one thing which is later twisted. So, be warned, it's just one small detail about one character. That's it. But that's more near to the end. And also, realistically, I might not say. Actually, I'm not going to say. Because why not? It's not relevant to the point that's being made. So let's ignore season 3. Spoilers for season 2. I've said a bit about non-spoilers. I'm talking about the arc to arc. I know there's sagas, and that's the whole thing. I also know that there was also one scene that I've seen before that was in the thing from Dropout, which is Smarty Pants. Which is basically the scene where he does, "Oh, do it myself," and he does the reveal. But not important now. So, you have the castle saga, which is basically, in the castle is light, and then all of a sudden Titans attack. And they have no gear. They have to defend themselves in the tower against Titan with no gear. And it's clever. You do see some smart stuff. Like some person just fully just goes, it's like, move, and just chucks a cannon down, which legitimately, smart thing, because like, big thing, chuck, because top down, it's clever. There's a bunch of other strategies that they have, but after that, almost immediately, this one was like, maybe it would have been a good idea to slow down the pace and have a small arc there. I don't know why they don't, because I get it. Because it is a bit, season 2 compared to season 1 is a bit more faster pace. Because season 1 has them introducing to the Titan world, and then you have sort of like them going to having the time skip and going to the base, doing a bit of training. There's nothing much intense. There's a couple of character stuff, but there's nothing life or death. Then you get the first attack. After the first attack, you get the scene with the sort of like Titans going into the wall, and then Eren dies. After Eren dies, also I should have said spoilers for season 1. Anyway, Eren dies, and then Eren comes back and has a reveal of the Titan. And that's one of the biggest first big sort of Titan fights that you have. Because the first scene is more, here's how terrible the Titans are. Here's why they should be feared. This part here deals with the actual fight that you first see, I think. Then you get a little bit of what's happened. Because you get a bit of like, a part where you switch focus of the characters to Eren's friend and like, oh, he's dead, what do I do? Eren revives, and you get those sort of moments, which does feel like a lot, but it's well paced and a little bit slower. Because after that, there's a lot more slowness. You still get the intensity where you're like, oh, what's Eren? And you have the gunshot of like, fire. He is an enemy of humanity, which I think is the best scene so far. I know that's an early scene, but I just like that moment. Like, you see like this person really aggressive looking at him in season 1 being like, he's an enemy of humanity. Fire. And it's not that deep. I don't know why I went that deep. It's really fun. And season 1 does this really well, building it up. I'm not going to talk about season 3. I like it. But because I haven't reviewed it, I'm not going to yet. Not yet. So that's still going to be a point on pause. I'm not going to say anything. But after that, you then get the trial, which is more calmer and more just interpersonal, which I think is sometimes fun. Of like, the big, like, drama fights of, like, this and that, which is still fun, is sometimes calmed down with a little bit more the personal, like, the conflict internally. Because then obviously afterwards you have the big thing of one of the team going out with Eren, someone goes out, and the one thing which I like, I didn't mention it in season 1 because I didn't really think of it as much. There's a moment where, and I am going to say it in this because I think it's interesting, I think I said it a bit in the review, where in one of the earlier scenes, one person goes up and you see the person who portrays them in this season goes up being like, where do you think Eren is? Well, I think it's in that direction. He gets captured, gets out, and then she looks at her hand, which is clever. That's sort of a seed of, wait, that's odd. And then it comes back here being like, oh, like legitimately, when that happened, it was like, okay, she's being odd generally, so there might be something that she's just thinking over. And then when it was like, oh, this moment, I'm like, why did I think that meant something? That meant something. Obviously, it was a part of the story. Ta-da! That's how stories work. I don't know. Please tell me I'm not the only one who saw that scene originally in season 1 and just totally dismissed it. Of like, things are being odd anyway. She's not acting like a normal Titan anyway. And just fully dismissed it. Because I might sound insane. But yeah. And then when you get into the last thing, you get a thing of trying to break Eren out, and then you get the thing. Compared to that, which is a little bit less, you get the beginning of the season is pretty slower. But during like the castle and the betrayal, it happens really quickly. I don't think you get too many episodes in between, and I do agree that season 2, I definitely think, had it quickly. I didn't thought it was that bad, because overall, there was enough stopping points, because, like I said, I don't mind, because one of the things that they do, even though there's like, it's a life or death situation, we are still at risk, there is a moment of, they're going to wait in the woods. So overall, I was fine being the rest being like, they're still in danger. People are still going to be at risk. But not active risk. Because you have the 2 Titans who are betraying them in the trees with the gear. You have the Titans below who are sort of like being a threat down there. And you have, I think, Eren, and I forgot her name, but she's sort of like she's got only, I think, like, no arms and legs at the beginning thing. He's, I think, also in a similar thing of, like, having no arms and legs and just healing. Which is the first time that would put it into an interesting way. But it's really questioning what is going on. Why is this happening? What is happening overall? Which I think is definitely fun. I also like the idea that in the Napes is where the human is. And that's why they can survive all of this, like, the heads coming out, all of this stuff. Because that's technically not them. This thing here, of them being, like, losing like this, that is just, like, a ability that they can just transform. The main body, which is vital, is in their neck, which I love that you figure out here. It's clever. I think you also realize the same thing with the Titan skin in season 2. Or was that season 3? But yeah, I love it. I find it interesting. I don't mind it too much, but I do get why people think the pacing is a bit quick compared to season 1. And even though I'm not going to say it is a bit slower in season 3. So yeah, I do get why that is the case. I do still love it. I do still find it interesting. But yeah, any other thoughts that you have, put it in the comments. I might do another one of these videos talking about individual points. So please, if you have any points or any series that I have, please put it in there. Also, just to point out, I have a Patreon if you would like to support me. I also have YouTube. If you would like to watch on YouTube, I can get part of the paid program, which I'm currently not. So please also like, subscribe, also follow me on TikTok. I know that's a show, but I just wanted to say that. Also, I want this to be 10 minutes because for fun, no real reason. I thought that would be a smart message to say. But I hope you enjoy, and good night.